Welcome back to BNB Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the dramatic developments unfolding in the lives of our favorite characters on The Bold and the Beautiful. The upcoming episodes promise intense emotional turmoil, shocking medical revelations, and relationship dynamics that will leave viewers on the edge of their seats. Medical crisis shakes relationships. Dr. John Finnegan is about to face one of the most challenging ethical dilemmas of his medical career. After conducting a series of comprehensive tests, Finn will discover that Liam Spencer is suffering from what appears to be an inoperable condition. The diagnosis, likely involving a complex brain tumor nestled in a precarious location, will send shockwaves through the lives of everyone connected to Liam. This devastating health revelation won't merely affect Liam but will cast a long shadow over Finn and Steffy Forrester's marriage. The delicate balance they've worked so hard to maintain will be tested as Steffy inevitably gravitates towards supporting her former husband during this crisis. Though Finn initially approaches the situation with professional compassion and personal understanding, the emotional toll will gradually become apparent. The medical storyline explores not just the physical implications of serious illness but delves into the psychological impact on both the patient and those in their orbit. Liam's vulnerability will create a complex web of emotions, fear, regret, and perhaps a re-evaluation of life priorities that could reshape multiple relationships. Marriage under pressure. As Steffy dedicates more time to supporting Liam through his health crisis, Finn will begin to notice a troubling pattern emerging. Despite his genuine desire to help Liam medically, Finn will start to recognize his position in Steffy's emotional hierarchy. The situation highlights an uncomfortable truth about their marriage: Steffy's continued emotional attachment to Liam has never fully resolved. The dynamics between this triangle will intensify as Finn observes Steffy's unwavering dedication to Liam. What begins as compassionate support may reveal deeper feelings that Steffy herself might not fully acknowledge. Finn's growing realization that his wife applies different standards to her own behavior than she demands from others will create internal conflict for the typically steady doctor. This storyline brilliantly examines the complexities of blended families and past relationships that never completely fade. Viewers will witness Finn's internal struggle between his Hippocratic oath and his personal feelings as a husband who sees his marriage potentially slipping away during a crisis. Generational drama unfolds. In a separate but equally explosive storyline, Luna Nozawa is taking bold steps to capture Will Spencer's attention. Her approach involves lingerie and seduction techniques that reflect her determination to secure a relationship with Bill Spencer's son. Luna's aggressive pursuit raises questions about her motivations. Is this genuine attraction or a calculated move to establish connections with the influential Spencer family? Will, being Bill Spencer's son, carries his father's complex moral compass. Though initially resistant to Luna's advances, the young Spencer may eventually find himself drawn into her web. This potential relationship explores how the younger generation often repeats patterns established by their parents, with Will potentially exhibiting the same susceptibility to manipulation that has characterized Bill's romantic history. The storyline offers a fresh perspective on intergenerational relationships and how family legacies, both positive and negative, shape the choices of younger characters. Luna's determination mirrors the ambitious strategies often employed by veteran characters, suggesting she may become a formidable player in future storylines. Maternal conflict escalates. Meanwhile, the tension between Sheila Carter and Poppy Nozawa reaches a boiling point over parenting approaches. Sheila, despite her own checkered history as a mother, takes it upon herself to criticize Poppy's parenting skills in a heated confrontation. The irony of Sheila positioning herself as an authority on motherhood adds a layer of complexity to this conflict. What begins as a verbal sparring match quickly devolves into physical comedy when Sheila resorts to the show's classic move, smashing cake into Poppy's face. This moment of levity within an otherwise tense confrontation demonstrates the show's ability to balance serious emotional content with moments of dramatic relief. The conflict between these two women extends beyond mere personality clashes. Sheila's defense of Luna, whom she considers family, reveals her complicated understanding of loyalty and protection. Despite her villainous history, Sheila's fierce protection of those she considers family remains one of her most consistent and humanizing traits. Friendship dissolves. The confrontation between Sheila and Poppy appears to mark the end of their already tenuous friendship. Sheila's decision to terminate their relationship over Luna demonstrates how quickly alliances shift in this world. The deterioration of their connection highlights how conditional relationships often are within this social circle, with loyalties changing based on family ties and immediate conflicts. This dissolution explores how difficult maintaining authentic friendships can be in an environment where everyone has competing agendas and complicated histories. The speed with which Sheila abandons her connection with Poppy suggests that perhaps their friendship was always one of convenience rather than genuine affection. The dramatic cake-throwing incident serves as both a symbolic and literal representation of how messy relationships become when boundaries are crossed and true feelings emerge. It's a visual metaphor for the messiness that characterizes many of the show's most compelling relationships. Future implications. As Liam's health crisis continues to unfold, viewers will be left wondering if this medical emergency might ultimately create an opportunity for him to reconnect romantically with Steffi. The situation poses profound questions about loyalty, marriage vows, and whether crisis situations justify emotional infidelity. Finn's growing awareness of where he stands in Steffi's priorities will likely lead to significant character development. Will he assert himself more forcefully? Might he seek connections elsewhere if he feels consistently sidelined? Or will this challenge ultimately strengthen their marriage by forcing honest conversations about lingering attachments? The medical storyline also raises intriguing possibilities about treatment options, second opinions, and whether Liam's condition might bring other characters into the fold. Could a specialist from another city, perhaps even a new character, arrive to offer hope where Finn could not? The week of April 14th to 18th promises to deliver emotional performances, relationship developments, and the kind of dramatic tension that keeps viewers coming back. As these storylines unfold, the characters will be forced to confront uncomfortable truths about themselves and their relationships, potentially changing the show's landscape for months to come. What do you think about these developments? Will Liam's condition bring him and Steffi back together? Can Finn and Steffi's marriage survive this test? Next, we will learn about the issues unfolding in the dramatic world of Bold and Beautiful, where family tensions, medical crises, and obsessive behavior are creating a perfect storm of emotions. The tension between Sheila Carter and Poppy Nozawa has reached a boiling point at Il Giardino, where their first face-to-face encounter quickly descended into chaos. Sheila, never one to maintain composure during confrontations, immediately attacked Poppy verbally, screaming "You're the slut," with characteristic venom. Poppy, displaying remarkable restraint given the circumstances, responded with a measured "I've heard all about you," indicating her awareness of Sheila's infamous history of manipulation and violence. The situation predictably escalated when Sheila, always ready to make a dramatic statement, grabbed a nearby dessert and declared, "How about some dessert?" before forcefully smashing it into Poppy's face. This physical altercation marks the beginning of what promises to be a long-standing and bitter feud between these two strong-willed women, with Luna inevitably caught in the crossfire of their animosity. The hostility between them stems from their complicated family connections, with both women having significant influence over Luna's life path and decisions. Their mutual antagonism will likely create impossible situations for Luna as she attempts to navigate her relationships with both her mother and grandmother. Luna Nozawa's concerning behavior continues to escalate in alarming ways, particularly regarding her fixation on Will Spencer. After previously infiltrating Forrester Creations in disguise to spy on Will and Electra Forrester, Luna has now taken her obsession to disturbing new heights. In a scene that raises serious questions about her mental state, Luna appears before Will scantily dressed in lingerie, provocatively asking, "What should I try on first?" This inappropriate behavior leaves viewers wondering whether this interaction is actually occurring or if Luna is experiencing another dissociative episode, similar to patterns we've witnessed previously. Her unhealthy fixation on Will persists despite clear indications that her attention is unwelcome and unwanted. Given Luna's history of manipulative tactics and potentially dangerous behavior, this situation threatens to spiral dangerously out of control, potentially putting Will in an uncomfortable or even hazardous position. Luna's inability to recognize appropriate boundaries suggests deeper psychological issues that remain unaddressed, making her increasingly unpredictable. While the Nozawa-Carter drama unfolds, the Spencer-Forrester families are grappling with a devastating medical crisis involving Liam Spencer. Following his collapse after a heated argument with Father Bill Spencer, Liam suffered a severe brain injury requiring emergency surgery. The situation has now taken an even more tragic turn as medical professionals deliver grim news about his condition. In a somber hospital consultation, Dr. Grace Buckingham and Dr. Bridget Forrester meet with Dr. Finn Finnegan to discuss Liam's prognosis. Initially, they inform Finn that Liam is lucky to be alive following his collapse and the emergency procedure to relieve brain pressure. However, this momentary relief quickly dissipates when they follow with the devastating revelation, "There's something else we have to tell you, Finn. It's inoperable." This shocking development indicates that Liam's condition is significantly more serious than initially assessed, transforming what began as a family argument into a life-threatening medical emergency with potential long-term consequences for everyone in his life. The impact of Liam's condition extends beyond the hospital walls, creating heartbreaking moments for his family. Steffi Forrester faces the difficult task of explaining the situation to their young daughter Kelly, who had been eagerly anticipating attending a special daddy-daughter dance with her father. In an emotional scene, Steffi gently tells Kelly, "I don't think your daddy's going to make it to the dance," attempting to prepare the child for disappointment while shielding her from the full gravity of the situation. The timing of Liam's medical crisis couldn't be more poignant, as this special event represented an important bonding opportunity between father and daughter. Despite his critical condition, Liam demonstrates his devotion to Kelly by attempting to leave his hospital bed to attend the dance, with Dr. Bridget trying to prevent him from endangering his health further. This determination to be present for his daughter highlights the profound emotional impact of this medical crisis on the entire family structure, particularly on the innocent children caught in the situation's wake. The revelation that Liam's condition is inoperable raises profound questions about his future in Los Angeles and on the show itself. This development could potentially be setting the stage for a tragic exit for the character, permanently altering the dynamics of multiple families connected to him. Alternatively, this crisis might present an opportunity for Finn, renowned for his medical brilliance and innovative thinking, to discover an unconventional treatment approach that could save Liam's life against all odds. As Steffi prepares Kelly for the possibility that her father might miss important moments in her life, viewers are left wondering about the ultimate direction of this storyline. Will Liam somehow recover despite the grim prognosis? Or are we witnessing the beginning of a heart-wrenching farewell to a character who has been central to numerous storylines over the years? The uncertainty creates palpable tension for fans invested in these characters' journeys. The medical crisis surrounding Liam will undoubtedly have far-reaching implications for multiple family units in the coming weeks. For the Spencer family, Bill must confront the possibility that his heated argument with his son contributed to this life-threatening situation, potentially leading to overwhelming guilt and regret. Hope Logan, who shares daughter Beth with Liam, will also be drawn into the emotional maelstrom as she balances supporting her daughter through this difficult time while managing her own complex feelings toward her former husband. The Forrester family, already connected to the situation through Steffi, will likely rally around her as she navigates this crisis while attempting to maintain stability for her children. The Logan family, with Bridget directly involved in Liam's medical care, will find themselves emotionally invested in his prognosis and recovery prospects. This crisis serves as a dramatic focal point that draws together multiple storylines and character arcs, creating opportunities for unexpected alliances and conflicts as everyone processes the potential loss of someone significant in their lives. Bold and Beautiful fans experienced profound shock last week when Liam Spencer collapsed following an explosive confrontation with Bill, suffering a traumatic brain injury that necessitated emergency surgical intervention. The situation has now evolved into what appears to be an even more tragic scenario as medical professionals deliver devastating news regarding Liam's condition. The medical team's assessment that his condition is inoperable represents a dramatic turning point for the Spencer heir, suggesting complications far more serious than initially anticipated. What began as a heated family disagreement has escalated into a life-threatening medical emergency that threatens to permanently alter the trajectory of numerous lives connected to Liam. As he fights for survival in the hospital, surrounded by concerned family members and friends, the emotional stakes continue to rise for everyone involved in this unfolding drama. The coming weeks will reveal whether medical science, perhaps combined with Finn's expertise, can offer any hope for Liam's recovery, or whether the families must prepare for the worst possible outcome in this heart-wrenching situation that tests the emotional resilience of all involved. Next, we will learn about the issues surrounding Liam Spencer's mysterious medical condition and the secrecy that has developed between him and Steffi Forrester. This dramatic situation has created a web of concealment that threatens to unravel relationships in the fictional Los Angeles setting of The Bold and the Beautiful. The potential fallout of secrecy. The world of The Bold and the Beautiful has always been built on the foundation that secrets inevitably surface, often with devastating consequences. In this particular scenario, Liam's request for Steffi to maintain confidentiality about his medical condition creates a ticking time bomb of emotional fallout. When truth eventually emerges, as it invariably does in soap operas, the repercussions will likely cascade through multiple relationships. Hope Logan, who shares a child with Liam, remains completely unaware of his deteriorating health situation. This information vacuum places her at a significant disadvantage, both emotionally and practically. When she inevitably discovers that Steffi has been privy to such critical information while she remained ignorant, the betrayal will likely feel doubly painful, first from Liam and then from Steffi. The dynamics between Hope and Steffi have historically been fraught with tension and competition. This latest development threatens to reignite their long-standing rivalry, potentially destroying any progress they've made toward peaceful co-parenting arrangements. Hope's reaction will almost certainly involve attributing malicious intent to Steffi's silence, viewing it as a calculated move rather than respecting Liam's wishes. The ethics of medical confidentiality. This storyline raises fascinating questions about the ethics of medical privacy versus familial obligation. While Liam certainly has the right to determine who knows about his medical condition, his decision affects numerous people who care about him and depend on him. The moral complexity deepens when considering that both Steffi and Hope are mothers to Liam's children, who might need to prepare for potential changes in their father's ability to be present in their lives. Steffi finds herself in an impossible position as the sole confidant of Liam's medical secret. Her loyalty to Liam's wishes directly conflicts with what many would consider her moral obligation to share life-altering information with Hope. This ethical dilemma showcases the nuanced character development that has made Steffi such a compelling figure in the series, torn between honoring a promise and doing what might ultimately be right for all parties involved, especially the children. The writers have crafted a situation where there are no easy answers, mirroring real-life dilemmas that many viewers might face regarding medical disclosure and family communication. Liam's psychological state. Delving deeper into Liam's psyche reveals a character grappling with mortality and control. His insistence on secrecy likely stems not just from a desire to protect others from worry but also from his own difficulty in accepting his vulnerability. The hospital setting physically isolates him, but his choice to limit knowledge of his condition creates an emotional isolation that may ultimately prove more damaging. The altercation with his father, Bill Spencer, that preceded his hospitalization adds another layer of complexity to Liam's current state. This father-son relationship has always been turbulent, characterized by love complicated by Bill's controlling nature and Liam's resistance to it. The fight that led to Liam's current condition represents a physical manifestation of their emotional struggles, and Liam's reluctance to involve his father further suggests unresolved feelings about their relationship. Psychologically, Liam's desire for secrecy might also reflect a need to process his condition on his own terms before facing the reactions and emotions of others. This control mechanism, while understandable, fails to acknowledge how his choices impact those who love him.